Well, howdy, folks. Hey, I got a good one for you today. I bought something I never ever thought I would buy. I know what you're wanting to know. Dave, what did you get? Well, it's definitely not something that I need. But then again, most of the stuff we buy we don't need, we can live without. But I decided to get this anyway. It's something that we wanted, or I wanted for us. Let's put it that way. It's a very expensive item, but I wanted it, and I will tell you what it is right now. Here it is. I bought the Roborock S7 MaxV, and I got the Ultra dock. Why did you get that, Dave? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you why I got it. I've mentioned several times before that I am definitely not a techie, but I love technology. And we have in this house upstairs a lot of laminate floors and then a few wood floors and then some area rugs as well. My wife loves it spotless. She is sweeping and mopping often and sometimes multiple times a day. We don't even have little kids here except when the grandkids come over. Now we do have a dog, but even before we had the dog, sweeping and mopping all the time. Now there's something coming up in our lives that's going to put her down for a little while, and she's not going to be able to do that, but she's not going to let it go either. And guess what? There's no way I can do it good enough, no matter how hard I try. And I know you might think I don't try just so she'll do it and not let me do it. Don't tell anyone. I bought this with my own money. It was not given to me. I wish it would have been. Now, should this channel ever get big enough that people start sending me this stuff, trust me, I'm going to take it, but I guarantee you I will always, always, always do an honest review and give you my honest opinion, what I really think about it. If I don't like it and they gave it to me, I'm still going to tell you I don't like it. This is also not a comparison video. I have never in my life had anything like this. So for my very first one, what I do, I get the one that's rated as top of the line, most expensive one out there, but this one sweeps and mops and cleans itself and refills the water, empties the dirty water, although the dirty water's from cleaning the pad, because in this dock right here, when it backs up into there, it will actually scrub the mop pad and then suck that dirty water back out, and it gets dirty. I'm not going to do an unboxing because there's plenty of that out there. I guarantee you, if you get on YouTube and you type in Roborock S7 MaxV Ultra, there's a lot of videos, and there's some that are very, very detailed. I'm not going to get very, very detailed because even though it can be interesting, there's just too much. I'll link a couple videos that I found that I thought were pretty good and very detailed. There's one that's very detailed on the app. There's one that's very detailed on this, and there's some that's a little of both. I just want to give you my opinion about this. If you do have the spare cash and you're interested in it, I bought this off of Amazon. So I'm going to get this out of the box and I'm going to set it up. Once I get it set up, I will show you what it looks like. This dock is pretty good size, so you're going to want to take into account, if you do want one of these, a place to put it. So our house really doesn't have a good place. We ended up going into the office, but that'll be fine. That'll work out great there. So, without further ado, let's go get this thing set up. All right, so here in our office is where we put this thing. And Sonny likes being on camera. It'd just be too bulky in the other rooms, a little tight. But it works fine in here. And it's out of the way. But this is how it looks. It's like I said, it's pretty good size. Got the 3 containers and the robot. So we have been using this for a little month or so now, month and a half. Right now I'm going to have it cleaned in the small bathroom in the hall. There's some glitter on the floor and I don't think it's going to pick it up, but because glitter is hard to get up. But we're going to try it anyway and see if it picks it up, and then I'm going to have it clean the kitchen, and then I'll close this out and I'll tell you what we like about it, what we don't like about it. I'm going to start it up here. I'll show you how I'm starting it on the app as well. So here's the app for it. You can see I've already got my house mapped out. If you look at this area here, I had it clean the master bathroom a little bit earlier. It actually cleaned several other rooms too, but that's why those lines are there. That's the last thing it cleaned. There's a few different ways you can do this, and I'm going to go ahead and let it clean the little bathroom first. And if you're not doing the whole house, you can see it says full, rooms, and zones. So on zones, you can actually move this around, resize it, and have it do just whatever area you want it to do in whatever room. Make that a different size. Move it, get rid of it. In rooms, you actually select the room you want it to do. So if I do that, you can see the check mark just went on the kitchen. If I touch it again, it goes off. One thing I've found is that the robot decides which direction it's going to mop. It doesn't let you decide that. I did talk to customer support about it. They said they would push that option up because it needs to go with the grain of the wood, in my opinion. But to get away from that, I can hit ×2 right there. You can also do ×3 if it's really bad. If I do ×2, it crisscrosses itself. So I'm going to do ×2 because I'll show you in a little bit how it does that. And then I'll pick the bathroom, and then I'll just hit clean, and what it'll do is it'll get the mop wet first, and then it'll take off to clean. So this is what it's like here.
Starting selective room cleaning.
So if I move this over, you should be able to see.
Going to wash the mop.
It shows you where the vacuum is, what it's doing. Sonny's still amazed. Doesn't quite know what to think of it, do you, Sonny?
Starting to wash the mop.
So you can see on the app that it shows you what it's doing. It's washing the mop, scrubbing the mop, getting it wet. Can't really see the glitter, but there is glitter on the floor there. So I'm not just going to have some boring video of the robot vac going across the floor. While this is doing all this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on, tell you what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, and kind of end it with this. It did pick up a lot of the glitter. It didn't pick it all up. You know, glitter's hard anyway, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt on that. Anyway, as you can see, the grain of my wood goes in this video from left to right, and of course the mop does the perimeter of the room you select first, but once it's finished, it's going to go long ways that way, up and down across the grain. It doesn't go with the grain, and I think you need to be able to adjust it to make it go with the grain, because it does leave streaks, as you can see in this little picture here. You might be able to see some of the streaks. Now a little bit later I got to thinking, and you can see on my floor plan on my map that I have the dining room and the kitchen as two different rooms. I ended up combining those two rooms and making them one, because we really don't sweep and mop the kitchen without sweeping and mopping the dining room anyway, so I thought it might be okay. So I did it that way and tested it, and then the mop, when I go 1 time instead of 2 times, the mop will actually go with the grain. And so that helps, because the grain actually will hide streaks. I mean, that's how you would mop the floor anyway. If you were mopping it with a regular mop, you wouldn't go across the grain. If you did, you might go once, but you're going to go back the other way to help with streaks. Streaks on the dark floor is just a fact of life, I think. So it kind of stuck with them if you have a dark floor. So anyway, for now, I kind of have that issue solved of all the streaks. Now this, I did put it in high speed, so don't think it's mopping that fast. It's not. So anyway, pros and cons. Nothing's perfect, and this definitely does not work perfectly. As you can see, here's a shot of a mess on our rug in the living room. And one of the things I don't like about it, if I were to grade this, I would give it a B- on carpet. It does pick up stuff, but if there's anything that clings to the carpet, it will not pick it up. If the items on the carpet are loose, you can see that it will pick it up. But like string, our dog doesn't really shed that much. He's part poodle, so there's little bitty kind of clumps of hair, I guess you'd say, that get on the carpet. It clings to the carpet. If it clings to it, it doesn't pick it up. This has a rubber roller on the bottom. It does not have a brush. They do that because they think the brush picks up more string and stuff and wraps around the roller, and it does. But I think the brush picks up items that are sticking to the carpet a little bit better than the rubber roller. Now on the hardwood for vacuuming, I give this thing an A+. It does an awesome job. For mopping, I would give it probably an A-, and I might even give it a B on mopping, just because it does leave streaks. And if it wasn't for that, it would be fine. And it doesn't get the whole mop wet. After it starts mopping and gets going, it will just leave strips, as you can see in this photo here, or the video, whatever it is. But anyway, that's what it does. And so I'm not going to go into a lot of nitty gritty technical information on this thing because I'm not a techie guy. You know, to me, a bandwidth is how many members in the band do you have on the stage. That's your bandwidth. Megabyte, that's what you get when you're bass fishing. Hopefully, that's what you want when you're bass fishing, a megabyte. So anyway, I don't get into all that stuff. I just want it to work. I think overall we're very happy with this. Even my wife mentioned that she actually likes having this, so that is a double thumbs up. Hey, if you have any questions about this or anything else that's come up, leave them in the comments below. I usually try to answer the questions or comments that people leave me. So I'll also leave a link to this, obviously, down below. If you're interested in checking this out on Amazon, I'll leave a link to the one I have, which is the Roborock S7 MaxV Ultra. I'll leave a link to the Roborock S7 MaxV Plus, which is just the vacuum container on the dock. It just sucks the vacuum out. It doesn't do the mop. You would have to do that manually. And then also just the Roborock S7 MaxV, which only has a charging dock that it comes with. It will go back to the dock and charge itself, but you'll have to take care of the water in the container and the mop and emptying the debris out of the vacuum container. But I'll leave those down there in case you're interested. Just take a look and see. And, you know, we do like it. I don't regret buying it. I really don't. Of course, we'd always want things cheaper, but I wish it would have been. But it wasn't. So anyway, hey, I hope this helps you. And if you decide to get one, great. If you don't, great. Keep doing it the old-fashioned way. Nothing wrong with that at all. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. And if you really don't mind, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. I pray that God blesses you, and I hope you have a great day.